What's up, guys? Here to give you the full review of the JellyBam ROM after about a day of use. It's not a full day yet, but I can already tell everything I need to know about this ROM. I could pretty much see where the performance stands and pretty much all the key features you need to know about this ROM. One thing that I did notice was I was getting a lot of random reboots. That was with a complete clean install, no dirty flashing here. So, something was up. After probably like 6 reboots, and this is in the course of about, I'd say, an hour and a half. Yeah, a lot. I noticed, like, it wasn't me doing anything similar. It was just like, completely random. It wasn't like every time I opened up, like, Gmail, it crashed and then rebooted, or I tried to do anything. I wasn't even doing anything. It would just reboot. So, I ended up flashing the K-Tunson kernel, which fixed all the problems. So it's something with the kernel. But I just flashed this kernel anyway. I kind of wanted to, and now everything's running silky smooth. So besides that, I looked it up, and it didn't look like that many people are having the same problem as me. But if you do have the same problem with these random reboots, try another kernel. It could help you out. Um, so I've done a little bit of customizations because I want to go through all the settings. They have the adjustable targets on here. I'm pretty sure that's from the AOKP. But I'm running with the JellyBam theme. Um, I got Nova Launcher running just because I like it. Got all 300 and somewhat apps that I need for no reason. And it's still just running silky smooth, guys. This is running just a little bit overclocked. But even when I was running it at stock settings, it was fine. Yeah, I'm running at the 1.7 gigs. And other than that, everything else is just fine. What you need to know about this ROM, though, is that it is just like a lot of the other, I'd say, like, combination ROMs, where it it tries to incorporate the features of all these other ROMs, like CyanogenMod, AOKP, and Paranoid Android, and such. But this one does it in one of the best ways I've seen so far. It literally just looks like the stock menu, but then they pull in their own little menu here. And BAM control. Here you have your Pi control, your navigation, interface, lock screen, status bar, system, got your LEDs, vibration. They even have S Pen if you have an S Pen, which I don't really know. I'd have an S Pen with an S3, but whatever. Um, so they incorporate all the settings in just such a clean way. It feels like it's just all one ROM. It's something that you really have to try a Pac-Man ROM or something like that to understand. But yeah. Um, it has what do you call it? The Linux version 3.4, as well as AOKP version MR1 build 6, CyanogenMod 10.1 RC0, and Paranoid Android 3.15. This is currently version 7.61 of JellyBam, and like I said, I'm running the K-Tunson kernel KT747, version 3.4.41, which is the Linux 4.3.4. LTE, everything works fine. LTE, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, I've tried pretty much all these features. I had GPS locking on just fine. If you are having issues, though, there's a quick fix for that. Um, as far as everything else, I've not had a single app crash on me, which is very good, very impressive. All the downloads for everything working just fine, and the speed is just phenomenal. I was even playing a little bit of games before. I have see, Super Stick Golf, Pocket Tanks, even Home Run Derby 3D. Even with 3D games like that, it still runs fine. Even Dead Trigger, I was playing Dead Trigger with my NVIDIA graphics mod, and it still ran silky smooth. Camera running just fine. Everything loads fast, it's nice. And the battery life on this has been pretty damn good so far. I kind of abused it this morning when I was going through some things, flashing things, because you can flash the TouchWiz launcher as well as an Xperia Z launcher and a bunch of other things they have built in here. And I was just flashing like no tomorrow. And we can see my battery stats. Yeah, currently I only dropped 30% today, which isn't bad. It's just only really 10% of that is actually battery loss for me, because the rest was just before like everything was set up and running smooth. It was just me flashing. I just didn't have it on the charger because I have this massive brick, so I don't need to. Um, but yeah, it seems pretty good battery life. I'd say better than most ROMs, better than Pac-Man, that's for sure. But better than most. Everything else is very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing as well. Because of the way they make everything look, it looks very clean. And once you have everything running nice, it's very stable. They have a lot of features here from a lot of different ROMs, but the way they put it all together, you wouldn't even know. You would just think this is just one really nice, clean ROM with a lot of features. They have BAM Modder, BAM Control, Paranoid Preferences, and then they have BAM Persistence and BAM Cleaner, which you really don't have to use. Their theme, engine, HoloBAM, and that's pretty much it as far as your menus go for this stuff. And it's very easy to use. Um, BAM Modder, these are all things that you could put in your um, phone with flashable zips, so you do have to boot in a recovery and flash these, but they do work just fine. You could put the TouchWiz launcher with the weather widget without, or the Xperia Z launcher. There are a bunch of applications like Samsung ones. They have all the ones that don't require the framework, like S-Voice and Task Manager, and then some Xperia stuff too. Sound mods if you want like Acid Audio Engine, and then they have these are like their custom ringtones. You can get Galaxy S4 ringtones, Star Wars sound pack. So there's a bunch of good stuff in here, and it's pretty cool. Um, as far as everything else, I gotta say I just love this ROM. It might actually end up being the winner of my search for a ROM contest. Hopefully they could do something to fix their stock kernel, because I don't want to. I mean, I'll still flash the K2 kernel every time, but you know, other than that, it's really a good ROM. One other thing that they do a little different, because this ROM, they really aim to make things easy to use, and honestly, if you're getting into like an AOSP ROM, this would actually be a very good starting ROM, just because it is so easy to set up and use, and they do keep all the mods very easy to understand and not like jumbled around. They make it so you don't have to flash the Google Apps package separately. They have it built in, which is something that's actually pretty cool. You really don't see that with many AOSP ROMs. That's really the TouchWiz thing that just happens, and that's because they have their things. But yeah, so overall, I'd probably rate this ROM, I'd say like a 4.2, maybe 4.3 out of 5. It's very good. There aren't that many like really cool features, but they have pretty much all the features you would ever need. Um, as far as features you want, they really have most of them. They have all the fun messaging settings and quick settings and such, and it's really, really good as far as an AOSP ROM can go. So the only reason I give it a 4.3 is because the kernel doing that to me, that was kind of a big issue, and I don't know. If it wasn't for the fact that this kernel made everything work fine, then I mean, it really wouldn't be that good of a ROM if it randomly rebooted every like 20 minutes. Even though the boot animation for this thing is just beautiful. I'll show it to you right now. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all you have to know about this ROM. It's much like most of the other ROMs, where it does incorporate the features like the cherry picks from all the other ROMs, but at the same time, they do it in such a way that just looks very nice. And I found out the reason they did get removed off of XDA is because they were using code from other ROMs without permission, so they got kicked off. So if you want to download this ROM, you're going to have to go to their official website, which I will leave in the description. And right now I'm running this on the AT&T Galaxy S3, but they do have it for, I believe, over 20 devices. So you can check it out, see if your phone's there on the list. And if it is, I highly recommend you give it a shot. Hey, just make a backup and give it a flash, you know? It's a very good ROM. So anyway, this concludes my first of few ROMs I'm going to be flashing this week, and I'm very satisfied so far, and I would like to thank all my friends over at Google Plus for this nice ROM recommendation. Um, it's running just super smooth, super fast, and yeah, I might end up keeping it. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope this review was nice. Peace.